So Kolchak ends up looking into the nightly murders. Not because they took place at night, most do these shows and stuff like that. But anyway, because, well, the murders are committed by a suit of a knight's armor. Yeah. So get it, nightly? Yeah. So, but I say suit because, as Carl would later discover, there's no one inside the suit. At least, no one corporeal, or corporeal, I guess is how you're not corporal. That's a rank in the military. But anyway, so there's these murders, and it surrounds people that are involved in an investment in an old museum that features artifacts from medieval times and all that. So there's all kinds of stuff in there from those days. And but these new investors taking over the property just want to make, I believe, a nightclub of some sort, and thought it'd be cool to have the trappings of the artifacts around to just give it a theme and whatnot. But of course, it wouldn't function as a museum anymore because they're mostly interested in, serving drinks, having a dance floor, and stuff like that. Serving food too, probably. And where are you going to need the extra space and room for that? So a lot of the artifacts were just going to have to be sold off, auctioned, what have you, or probably just thrown away, So the curator of the place is really upset about this and all mad and everything. So, hey, he's starting to look like a likely suspect. But no, it's not him. It's just this suit of black armor in the museum. So, once again, you get a tour of the characters who eventually become victims of this murder. And, of course, the police want everything hush-hush about this, can't quite figure it out. And, of course, Carl's got to sniff around, sneak in, all that, through all kinds of his usual shenanigans and deception and whatnot, and begins to stumble upon what the problem is. And discovers it's this suit of armor killing me. How can that be? Well, turns out it's possessed by the spirit of the knight that once wore it back in those days. And he's a notorious knight who practiced the black arts and apparently, I guess, sold his soul to some demon or whatever and received the powers of invincibility. And so, so long as he was in that armor, no one could harm him or whatnot, except for a battle axe blessed by the Pope. And that's how he met his end. But before he died, he cursed. He never wanted to be in the presence of, music and dancing and the like, which he didn't care for. He was a miserable bastard because, he got paid to kill people and stuff, and rather than go fight in the Crusades and all that. So anyway, that's it for that idiot, but his spirit still dwelled within the armor, and he was content to just stand there in the corner of the museum. But when he realized it was going to be sold to a nightclub enterprise, well, he wasn't going to have any of that, especially all that disco music at the time. Good Lord. And, well, he has a point. But anyway, he started murdering one by one all the people involved in taking over the museum. And so there you go. That's the case, as it were. But, of course, it's Carl who has to go here and there and this character and that one. Looking into, well, the lore, I suppose, of this armor and everything. And, of course, it's always true. But by a staggering coincidence, well, not really a coincidence at all, the battle axe that was blessed by Pope Gregory, I believe, was at the museum as well. So there you go. It makes sense since that's what did the night in, so it's like all the elements are there. It's just no one knew about it, except for Carl, of course. And so he confronts the knight, and the knight's, well, I got to get rid of this guy because he's going to blow up the whole thing. Anyway, Carl makes use of the axe. The problem is, It's really heavy. And so he does the best he can. He does get a blow on the armor, and then it's like, oh, it's wounded. And then, but he can't hold the axe anymore. He drops it, but it's in a position where the blade's standing up, and the armor falls over, landing on, impaling itself on the axe. And that's it. Now he's truly gone. And considering he was an evil bastard but managed to have his spirit trapped in that suit of armor all this time, I wonder where his spirit goes now. Oh, yeah, that's where it went. Down below. So, of course, this is one of those, and this is a common theme. The templates are usually played out, a different sort of monster, and that's good on them. But Carl's always getting in trouble. The police don't like him and all this stuff. But this time around, he broke into the museum to do this and ends up trashing the place, fighting this suit of armor. There's just no way he's getting out of this. He would almost have to say the next episode, they jumped a year or two ahead, and with good behavior, he got early release for the vandalism that he did. and just burglary. He broke into the museum. I don't know, maybe they just, because whoever inherited the deal ended up buying the property anyway and turning it into a discotheque, I guess. But like it becomes to the problem of, hey, the real mystery is how the hell does Carl get out of this one, So anyway, of course, nobody believes him and all that sort of thing. And even more so here, I don't think anyone was particular, because some of the other episodes, there's people, oh yes, and there was one of the victims. He tried to save her, but this is what he really does. Holy crap! It's this suit of armor and everything, and it stormed into her home, and he ended up, that's right, he got knocked out because he wasn't the target, so it knocked him down. And then went after her as she was hiding in the bathroom, but it just took its battle axe, ironically enough, and not the same one, and chopped his way in there, and, that was it for her. And, of course, Carl wakes up and, is a suspect in that case, but, of course, it's like, now, come on, you think I'm just gonna lay here, unconscious after I've committed murder? Yeah, good point. But of course, they just didn't like him, But there was really no case against him. So, he skated on that. But now they find him later at the museum, after trashing it and everything. And he's, look, that suit of armor tried to kill me. It's empty. So anyway, but, in between episodes, I don't know, because the independent news service that he works for, with Vincenzo running it, has to have really great attorneys. Because, I think Carl would be doing some serious time on quite a few of these. Even though he's the hero of it all, sure. But nobody knows this. And again, in this case, the only witness who really, or any other way, the one who's realized Carl wasn't the problem, is dead. So, and it's all over this night's hatred of disco music. Anyway, fun episode.